All right, guys. So today I thought we would have a little bit of fun again. Obviously, I'm always about fun in my videos. So I thought we'd do a little comparison between last year's model of the A-Wing with Hera and this year's model of the A-Wing, complete with a new pilot. I believe the pilot's name is Tally, which is very cool. I did not realize that it was a different pilot in this particular model. So with the pilot that comes in the single pack with Paige, you have this pilot. So again, very, very cool. Really appreciate that from Hasbro. Great job providing us with different pilots so we can army build with these guys. So really, really cool stuff. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you guys here today is my Executioner Trooper Black Series 6-inch. Got them in yesterday in the mail. Very cool. It is the exclusive. So very, very happy with it and excited to have it. And I want to get you guys a good look at it. It has the Imperial symbols on the shoulder. Markings on the chest. Very cool. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, a new addition to the collection. But again, today we are going to focus on the A-Wing. Very cool vehicle. We're going to get a look at this year and last year's model. As you can see, Ezra loves his there in Rebels. So let's get a look at these things, guys. All right, guys, so we're going to get a 360 look at the box as we always do in our review. We have our pilot Tally here in the box. Very cool stuff, guys. Front of the box, obviously, with the new packaging, Rey, Finn, Poe there on the front. A-Wing, their explosion, very nice stuff. Force Link, we know how I feel about that. Won't discuss that here today. No ranting today. So right there we have our A-Wing with the Force Link again. We're not going to talk about that. And then on the back of the box we have the A-Wing with pilot, looking very cool. I hope it does come with that battle scar right there. That is so awesome and so cool. Has projectile firings there, so very cool. I don't believe that was available on Hera. Well, Hera gave us the Nerf shooter that everyone complained about. And look, there we go with our pilot. I believe that is Tally right there, so that's super cool artwork on the side, so very cool. So there is a look at the box right there, guys. So we are going to open this thing up, pull it out, and get a comparison to last year's model. All right, you guys, so we got it all together. Very easy build, not hard at all. Just as you saw, just a few pieces there. The two engine pieces slide very easily into the back. There's a couple of notches there, so they click right into place. Once you put this thing together, you're not going to be able to take it apart incidentally. So if you do plan on getting it and putting it together, once you put it together, that's it. It's together, like most of these things anyway. And so we got our two missile firing mechanisms on the side of the vehicle there in place as well. Very cool. Missiles are in place. Right, so there is our pilot Tally next to her A-Wing, looking super, super awesome. Very cool. Love it. The figure is awesome. Get you guys a very close-up look at the figure. I don't know if the helmet pulls off. We're going to see if that is the case. It doesn't look to be the case. No, it doesn't look to be the case. So the helmet does not come off on this pilot, but that's cool. No problem at all. Yeah, it's all one molded piece, as you guys can see right there. So very cool. Wish they did have the removable helmet, or at least the visor slide up, so you can get a look at the character's face since they do actually name this character, but she must have a minimal role in the movie if they're not really giving us that type of look. So very cool figure. We're going to put her inside, see how she fits. So there's Tally, weapon in hand, looking so cool, so awesome. I really do love this vehicle. It's very, very cool. And we're going to get a real quick 360 spin on this vehicle so we can get a look at it all the way around. So let's get started with that. So cool. I love the little burn streaks right there from the engines. That's very cool. This vehicle could still use some weathering, but it's very cool nonetheless. Look at the back engine compartments. The engines look awesome. Very cool looking. Good job by Hasbro there. Side of the vehicle. The weapon. So very cool. Look at your pilot. So very, very cool. Now let's get a look at her and Hera's vehicle side by side. All right, you guys. So getting a look at both vehicles side by side. As you can see, the new A-Wing is much larger. Very, very cool looking vehicle. I love the weathering that they did again on the newer version, on the blue one there. The scrapes and scratches in the paint. The Hasbro knows that the collectors really like weathering on their vehicles, so they do their best to try to do that. As to where here, this thing is perfectly painted, and it looks like it just came off the assembly line. But as always, you can always weather your vehicles to your liking anyway, so it doesn't really matter how it comes. But it's good that Hasbro is paying attention to what the collectors like. So very cool job by Hasbro there in that regard as well. And then of course, last year they gave us the little Nerf gun that everyone was so pleased about last year. So obviously they decided to do away with that and go back with to the traditional shooters there, the traditional firing missiles. So that is really greatly appreciated because the majority of us prefer this as opposed to the Nerf shooter. And the Nerf shooter's okay in certain regards, but it really kind of takes away from the vehicle there at the bottom. It just you got that big old cannon that just really is not vehicle appropriate or vehicle accurate. This one is I think is going to be truer to its look in The Last Jedi as opposed to what this particular A-Wing, this model A-Wing is supposed to look like. So guys, we're going to get a look at what the firing missiles will look like and see how powerful they are. These things are usually pretty good. I would expect that these are not going to be any different. So let's get a look at it. Number one. Number two. So very cool. They, as I said, pretty good per usual. Not too bad. Very awesome. So guys, another very cool feature on this new vehicle is that if you look in, and I don't want to knock her out of the vehicle there, but if you look in the very back, I don't know if you guys can see it, that little space right there. So I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to try and get some light on it as much as possible so you guys can see that. But there is her weapon on the inside there. So that's where she stores her weapon. So a very cool feature that they made available on this new vehicle. So again, props to Hasbro for thinking outside of the box and giving you something, just a little extra feature to make your vehicle that much more playable. So very cool, very nice. And by the way, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but these are from two different eras. They're not the same exact, supposed to be the same exact vehicle for those who aren't aware of Star Wars vehicles. This one is going to be for the newer era, the Last Jedi era. This particular vehicle is a part of the original Rebellion, before the original trilogies, right there. But as you can see, there have been some subtle changes between the two. Again, this one's larger, a sleeker looking vehicle, as opposed to this one is a bit wider and much smaller. And then, of course, in the engine compartment, if you want to get a look at the engines themselves, the engines are much larger longer actually on this one as opposed to these, but these are a lot bigger. So very cool subtle differences between the two. As you can see, they really thought about the progression of the A-Wing and what it would look like some 30 or 40 years later. Really both great vehicles, and unfortunately they went with the Nerf shooter on this one, but it's still okay. But very glad that they updated this or brought it back actually to the original firing missile mechanism on this one. It just really keeps the vehicle, in my opinion, truer to what it's going to look like in the film. You don't have anything that's unnecessary on the bottom of this vehicle. So very cool, very nice, really like it. Great job, Hasbro. I want to know what you think about these two vehicles. Have you picked up this vehicle? Will you be picking up this vehicle after this review? Please put those comments down below. There it is, guys. Our quick review and comparison of the A-Wings. Very cool vehicle, as I mentioned. Love the new styling on it and how it still keeps its traditional style or traditional design, I should say. So very nice vehicle and very good job by Hasbro. So guys, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And from the Father to the Son, Luke Skywalker, to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.